Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Almost Wealthy, where I document my real investment journeys, wins, losses, and lessons I've learned along the way. I apologize in advance. This is my second time doing this video. I actually did some live trades in my last video, but instead of hitting the stop button, I actually hit the delete button. So all that footage is gone. But I'll give you a breakdown on what I did, some big moves. So I went ahead and sold off my LFGY and my PLTY positions and shifted it to another weekly pay ETF that actually makes more sense for my strategy. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Shout out to my 353 subscribers. I appreciate you subscribing. And also don't forget to follow me on X, where I also give out notifications on when I've updated new videos on my YouTube channels. But before we get into that, let's cue the music up. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor and I'm definitely not a professional. I'm simply a regular investor documenting my journey and sharing it with you as I learn on the go. So don't take anything I say or what any influencer says online as financial advice, but always do your own research, double check everything, and make decisions based on what fits for your personal goals. Everything you hear on this channel is from my experience, my perspective, and sometimes my speculations. But with all that out the way, let's get into it. So the market has been pretty trashed the last few weeks. Yesterday, if you were in the market, was a dumpster fire. Everything was up for a while, then all of a sudden I come back around noon and everything is down. You can tell by this candle right here, which is pretty awful, and you can just see the last couple weeks, this whole downtrend right here. So hopefully by the end of this year, we'll get a rally going on, but the manipulation is real. But like JP Morgan says, when there's blood on the streets, you buy more. And that's what I plan on doing. So let's actually get to my breakdown so you guys can see what happened in my portfolio today. So, all right. So the first thing I did was I transferred $198.33 from my margin into my spending account. That covers my two bills, my AT&T internet, which is a flat $100, and my AT&T cell phone bill, which is the remaining of the $98.33. So the full amount came straight from my margin. So a little later, I end up depositing $448.33 to my spend account. Pretty much out of that, $250, which is my biweekly investment, and $198, which is the bill money that I'm using to invest. After that, I end up selling my two positions. So I sold the LFGY position for about $490.91, and I sold my PLTY for another $530.74. Both were market sales, clean exits. As of right now, YieldMax isn't aligning with where I want my portfolio to go. The NAV erosion on these YieldMax is pretty crazy. I got rid of my ALTY, and I've always been thinking about getting rid of my LFGY, and I figured I might as well do it now and just rip the band-aid off. So I took that cash and I rotated it into the RoundHill weekly ETF, which is the PLTW, which is the equivalent of PLTY, but I feel like it's a little better. It does have some leverage, but that's the risk I'm willing to take. I bought pretty much $1,100 worth of PLTW and $204.66 of QDTE and $168.19 of WPAY. All these funds pay weekly. They just fit my income strategy more than the YieldMax does. So yeah, PLTY gone, LFGY is gone, replaced with the RoundHill PLTW weekly pay ETF and QDTE. I feel like this is more consistent and better aligned with the direction I want to go with the channel. So let's look at what my portfolio looks like now. So I do have SPYG. I still have that, which is my anchor. I do have 6.4 shares of SPYG. QDTE, I now have 37 shares. WPAY, I now have 26 shares. And the new addition, PLTW, I have 32 shares. Everything is up today. It was pretty grim earlier this morning. So now the margin is paying the bills. Deposits back in. YieldMax is out. Weekly pay is in. And pretty much that's the update as of right now. I'll make sure next time when I do my live trades is not to hit the delete button instead of the stop button. Just to wrap it up, if you find this helpful, be sure to hit the subscribe and like button right there. And thank you for watching the videos, and to my 353 subscribers. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.